What's up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today I have probably one of the most awkward, uncomfortable, but still really good stories I've told in a second. Basically, the subscribers go through the parents of the subscriber go through their son's search history. Yes, that fear, that dread. Bro didn't use safe search, man, and it's really bad. But I know you'll enjoy the story. So leave a like on the video right now, and if you leave a like, I will actually give you your very own free nothing. I will give you nothing at all if you leave a like. It is a fantastic deal. And with that being said, subscribe if you're new with the notifications on so you never miss a video, and let's just jump right into it. Anyway, so we're going to call the subscriber who submitted this story Brett. Anyway, so Brett had this friend who we're going to call Ben. Yes, no, just as a clarification, Ben is not the same guy in every single story. I just use his name for the secondary character a lot. Anyways, so Brett and Ben are always playing pranks on each other. Like, they're legitimately always playing pranks on each other. I'm not going to go through all the pranks for the sake of like brevity and keeping the story nice and short and compact and interesting, but just remember that they've basically had a prank war that's been going on for years at this point. Anyways, though, low-key Brett's about to take it too far, or Ben's about to take it too far. So anyways, it's a normal Friday night. Brett and Ben are having a sleepover at Brett's house. And they're both in 4th or 5th grade. They're in the younger side, right? And so at this point, there's a communal computer. There's a family computer. So Brett has his own iPad to play like video games on, but it's been structured, or there's like parental settings, so he doesn't have access to the internet. And if he wants to download an app or play a game or something, he needs to get his mom's permission, and she'll like scan her face or put in like a passcode. I don't really know how it works. I know when I was a kid, I had like random parental conditions for a while. I even had something where I literally couldn't use the internet for more than a certain amount of time. It would shut off for me and me alone. So mom, if you're listening to this, low-key, man, I would just go down to the Wi-Fi box and reset my timer sometimes. Anyways, you didn't hear that. Anyways, though, so yeah, on this, you guys just need to know that there's a communal computer that Brett would use, but basically everyone in his family would use. And the thing is, Ben knew this fact. And because Ben knew this fact, he had come up with the next prank he was going to pull on Brett. So Brett had just pulled a massive prank on Ben, and Ben knew that he needed something bigger and better to actually get him back. Yes, the escalation was bad. And sure enough, Ben came up with a pretty mischievous plan. Anyways, though, so let's jump back to the sleepover. So anyways, Ben is over at Brett's house. They're playing Lego Star Wars on their Wii, one of the most goated games of all time. It really warms my heart to hear you guys still play those games. So anyways, Brett is just kind of like, he's like, hey, man, I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. So when he hears that, Ben is like, okay. And he like walks upstairs, and he kind of like tiptoes upstairs, because this is kind of later at night. I don't know. It's weird. It's like Brett's parents don't let him go on the internet, but they let him stay up basically as late as he wants, besides like 2 a.m. or something crazy. They kind of were just like, all right, boys, go to bed when you want to. So Brett goes into the bathroom, and I don't know, he whips out TikTok. So you know for a fact he's going to be in there for like a month. He's probably going to watch like 17-part like TV show on TikTok and not even realize he's still in the bathroom, dude. Yeah, so anyways, right, sure enough, Brett was just in the bathroom, and he was in there for a second. So he comes out, and Ben is sitting on, the couch with the Wii remote in his hand. But the only thing that's a little bit weird is Brett was like, yo, dude, like, feel free to, like, play like along or whatever, because like you can play Lego Star Wars, at least when I was playing it, at least the edition I played, you could play one person or 2 people, but you could like toggle on and off the second person. Like there are some levels, like I remember the Count Dooku level, like I needed my dad to come in and just like hold the remote for a second or something, but you could kind of toggle it on and off. So Brett noticed that Ben was sitting there and he hadn't done anything. Like there hadn't been any progress, and it wasn't like Ben was on his phone or something, like watching something. He was literally just sitting there staring at the TV screen. So while that was a little bit weird, it wasn't to the point that Brett was suspecting anything. Brett generally knew that there was a massive prank coming because, they were in the prank wars or whatever. However, he just didn't expect, and he didn't put 2 and 2 together, which in all fairness, I honestly don't think I would have put 2 and 2 together. It's a little bit of a stretch. Anyways, though, so yeah, sure enough, they play Lego Star Wars for a little bit longer, and then eventually they go to sleep. Next day rolls around, and, they're having breakfast or whatever, And Brett's mom has this weird look on her face, and she keeps making like looks at Brett, and Brett's like, dude, what? Like what? And so eventually it's very clear that like something is on her mind, but she's not going to bring it up because a guest is here. Or maybe it wasn't super clear, but it was at least clear that something was up. You know what I mean? Like you can kind of tell when your mom, like when something is up, and she's kind of just waiting for like the guest to go away. So eventually Ben's parents come and he drives away. And Brett is like kind of on edge because he's like, okay, why is my mom acting so weird? Because it could have been a whole host of things. Like it could have literally been that, like, I don't know, maybe a family member's in the hospital and it's not something she wants to bring up when a friend is here. Like it could be a whole host of things, man. Anyways, though, so Brett's about to like, hey, like I'm like is about to walk upstairs, and Brett's mom's like, hey, can we talk for a second? And then Brett sees his dad walk into the room too, and he's like, nah, dude. Like, nah. Like, I don't know what's going. I don't know what's about to go down, but all I know for a fact is it's just not going to be good. Like, this is genuinely just not going to be a good situation. And honestly, man, I don't know if I want to be here to hear this. I mean, he didn't have a choice, but anyways, so, oh man, this is so uncomfortable, but the things I do for you guys, man. Well, by the way, I just got to let you know, if you leave a like in the video right now, not only will you receive nothing, but you will receive a pair of invisible cringe goggles that will go onto your head, and they will allow you to survive the rest of the story. So if you haven't left a like in the video, then you might not make it through the rest of the story, man. Like, I'm just trying to look out for you guys, genuinely here. Come on now. Yeah, so anyways, so awkward. It's so uncomfortable sitting at that table. And, Brett's just like, okay, like, what's up? And they're like, hey, so we were going on the family computer this morning, and it seems as if, you were still logged in on your account. And it seems as if you've been investigating parts of the internet that we just don't feel comfortable with you looking at. And, Brett's dad's like, it's like, it's really not a good thing for your age to be looking at stuff like that. Like, I understand that you're curious, son, but, we have some pretty strict rules on how the internet's going to work around here. And, like, we're sorry to say it, but you're not going to be allowed to use the internet for at least a couple weeks. And Brett is like, what? Because, like, here's the thing, dude. He's not even, like, playing dumb. He just genuinely has no idea what's going on because he hasn't used the internet in, like, a couple days. And he says this to his parents. He's like, Mom, Dad, like, I haven't used the internet in a couple days. Like, I don't know what to say. And they're like, at this point, they start getting mad because they were trying to be very calm and, like, our son, our little baby boy is just experimenting, all that kind of stuff. But they're like, like, Brett, like, we were being cool with you looking up stuff that we weren't comfortable with you yet. But we're not cool with you lying to us. Like, that's really not okay. And Brett's like, I'm not lying. I'm just really confused right now. And so at this point, like, Brett's dad is like, no, like, you know exactly what you did. Like, it's better to come clean now. And Brett's like, I don't know what to say. Like, I'm just so lost right now. They're like, wow, I can't imagine. Like, I can't believe that you're lying to us. This is just such a bad position for Brett to be in because, one, it's so embarrassing. But also, two, he doesn't even know what it is. It's like not even embarrassing yet. It'll be embarrassing in a second when he realizes kind of like what the prank was. But right now, he's just genuinely so confused. Like, it's actually the worst feeling in the world when you're being accused of something and you don't even know what it is. And the people are like being awkwardly like, oh, like they're speaking around it, bro. Like, I can only imagine how uncomfortable that would be. Because, like, you want to, like, prove that you didn't do anything wrong. But how can you prove that you didn't do anything wrong if you don't know what you did wrong, bro? You're going to list out everything you've ever done. At that point, you might as well just plead the fifth. Yeah, so anyways, right, eventually, like, Brett's parents just get so mad, they're like, just go up to your room, like, just leave. And he's like, what? So Brett goes up to his room, and he's just so confused, but he's like, okay, whatever, like, fine, I'll just, like, play on, like, my iPad or whatever. And he's just kind of sitting there, he's just on his iPad, he just doesn't know what's up. So anyways, the next day in school, he goes into school. Real quick, comment iPad down below. Super quick, I'd like you to comment iPad in the comment section so I can see how many people made it as far into the video, as I really appreciate you guys. If you're listening to this on Spotify, by the way, all you got to do is make sure you rated the podcast 5 stars and answer the Q&A poll question. I really would appreciate it. Anyways, so the next day he goes into school. And he's kind of like, he finds Ben because they sit down lunch, whatever. He's like, dude, like, something really weird happened yesterday. And Ben has this, like, little smile pops up on his face. And, like, at that point, Brett's like, wait. But he keeps going. He's like, yeah, so my parents were like, apparently there's something like on my account on like my search history or something, and like I'm banned from the internet for a couple weeks. And you get to see Ben cracking the craziest smile ever. And Brett's like, dude. And Ben's like, what? And Brett's like, what did you look up on my computer? And so anyways, Ben like walks, like sits, like gets up, sits next to Brett and whispers in his ear exactly what he looked up. And Brett's like, dude, I don't even know what half of that stuff means. But the stuff that I know what it means, oh my God, bro, oh my, like, he's like, Brett, dude. Or he's like, Ben, dude, like, this is, like, I know what I did last week was pretty messed up, but this is an escalation beyond escalations. He's like, dude, I'm banned from the internet. Like, I don't even care that I'm banned from the internet. I just can't have my parents know that I looked that up. I can't have them know. And Ben's like, dude, I don't want your parents to think that I'm weird looking that stuff up. And Brett's like, I don't want them to think that I'm weird because I'm literally their son. And Ben's like, I don't know, man. I think you just got pranked a little bit too hard. So anyways, at this point, he's like, dude, are you serious right now? Like, are you serious? So anyways, at this point, gotta think fast. Like, okay, how do I, like, I could go back and explain to my parents, but at this point, Brett kind of knows that, like, okay, oh, my friend typed it all. Like, I don't know, is a little bit of a questionable excuse. So anyways, after school, you know what Brett has on him? He has his iPad in his backpack because sometimes he just wants to play on his video games, man. He sometimes, like, his parents don't like him doing that, but he does it anyways. So there's one feature about the iPad that doesn't need the internet to work. Well, there's a few, but there's one specifically, and that is the video recording feature. So anyways, right, Brett has to do this perfectly. He turns on his iPad and he just has it recording, but it makes it look like he's pretending like he's playing a video game on it. And he's just like, Ben, like, I can't believe, like, you actually, like, did that to me. Like, that's so crazy. Like, I got to think of a prank to prank you back. And he's just like, dude, there's, like, did you actually, like, go on my computer and type up all that crazy stuff? And Ben, I don't think, was really thinking that much. I think he was in brag mode. I think he was just, like, so excited to brag about it that he was like, yeah, like, well, so you went in the bathroom and, like, I went on there and I typed up the most heinous stuff I could think of. And dude, you got bit, like, there's no way you're going to prank me harder than that. And with that, literally, like, at that point, Brett is just like, okay, I got what I needed. And he taps, like, pause on the recording and it ends the recording and gets up and walks away. And Ben's like, dude, what? Ben didn't even know he got recorded. So anyways, when Brett gets picked up, it's kind of awkward because it's like one day since the weird situation. And Brett's like, Mom. And she's like, yes. And Brett's mom's probably expecting him to, like, confess to something he didn't even do at this point. But Brett's like, Mom, I have a very important video to show you. And after what, oh my God, Brett's mom was probably super worried because after what Brett supposedly searched on the internet, she probably doesn't want to see any videos from this guy, man. Anyways, though, so eventually they get back and Brett's like, I want Dad to be here too. So Brett's dad comes down, they all sit down, and he explains what's happened. And they kind of look at him with a blank stare of, yeah, right, buddy. But then he's like, I know that sounds far-fetched, but look at this. And he shows them the recording. And at this point, they're like, you know, okay, we do know you guys have been pranking each other for a second. Like, we just want to say, like, and, like, also, Brett, even if it was you, because, like, maybe Brett, like, made him make this recording. He's like, even if it was you, it's okay to be, like, curious. Just please don't go on the internet. It's dangerous there. There's a lot of stuff we don't want you to be exposed to. And Brett's like, but, like, okay, Mom, I get it. I appreciate it. But this is why I was so confused. I just don't want you to think I'm lying to you. And they're like, you know what? We do believe you. You've definitely given us enough evidence, and it does make sense now. You're good. Your internet ban is done. And Brett's like, you know what? I don't even want to go on the internet for a couple weeks. Like, I know you're not banning me. I just don't think I'm going to go on. Yeah, leave a like.